Hello, everybody. It's Marie, and you guys miss me after all that trip I've been going through to Florida. My first time ever going to Florida to see the palm trees and Universal Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios, and downtown Disney too. Today I'll be showing all of my souvenirs that I bought from Florida. Now I'll go to the first ones. Start off as these collectible souvenir pennies. They're collectible. Like, not all pens came from Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. Islands of Adventure. They came from the aquarium the zoo, and Busch Gardens. We went to Busch Gardens last year in July. I do have the aquarium one, but I just lost that one. It's been hiding somewhere. I'm sorry, the camera quality. Okay, there we go. Oh, there's supposed to be some lizard or a Komodo dragon. It came from the, let's see, Smithsonian National Zoological Park. So that's where this came from. I'm sorry about the camera focus. Even my new phone doesn't work like that. This here is the tree from the Irish area, or Ireland. Sorry about the stuttering. And the background noises, that's the clock in the living room I'm in. This came from Busch Gardens. And I also have France in Busch Gardens. Those are the old ones. Now I'm going to show the new ones. This is Hot Rod from Transformers. I don't even know much about this guy, but I saw that there were some automatic penny souvenirs collections that you press a button to choose any character you like. But this one is manually. I have to turn the levers over and over so I can get the penny. And the manual one, it's just choose it randomly for you. And I got I got Hot Rod. I was expecting Optimus Prime or Bumblebee, and I ended up getting Hot Rod, which I don't even know much about this guy. And here we have is Minions from Despicable Me. Well, I'm not a huge fan of Despicable Me, but I do like some films. The only film I only watch all the way through is the first Despicable Me and Minions. I only see like snippets of Despicable Me 2 and 3. It's gonna be neither good or just because elimination. And this one is Cat in the Hat. I was thinking about getting Betty Boop next, but I don't have enough quarters in order to get the Betty Boop one, so here is Cat in the Hat. And yes, I am a Dr. Seuss fan. And here are some buttons. This one is the US because I live in the US. And here's Betty Boop, as in a button. Prince, I guess that's trying to say. And Adventure Time, Wizard Powers. Yeah, Finn and Jake having wizard powers in that episode where they trying to learn all the wizard powers and eat a demon heart. And this one is the Autobots from Transformers. Here's a shocking thing. I never watched the entire classic Transformers. The only Transformers I remember watching growing up is the CGI Transformers TV show and Transformers Animated from Cartoon Network, probably in the late 2000s. That's the shows I remember there. And I know Transformers CGI movies by Michael Bay. That's what I mostly know about Transformers. And I've never seen the 1986 movie, so I guess I probably watched that some other time. Because I am a mecha fan. And here goes some Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch refrigerator magnets. That's Stitch and that's Angel. And it feels like I'm the only person that still remembers Lilo and Stitch the series and other movies from Stitch besides the first Lilo and Stitch. Oh, and the Stitch anime, which I only watched snippets of it. Not really a big fan of the anime version. Well, I do have some shirts. I did buy shirts and pants, but some of them are not decorative and not really important to show. This is the one I got from the Japanese store that my sister and my father always go. That's the Zeon icon. And where did that come from? A MS-06 Zaku 2. That's the new shirt I brought today. No, I'm sorry, not today. That was in the week, like the second day of our Florida trip. And here's another one. Char and Amuro. Well, Char versus Amuro, Mobile Suit Gundam. Which means I had 3 shirts that is Mobile Suit Gundam stuff. And my goodness, so I've been getting into this show a lot this year. Well, I'm not a longtime Gundam fan, obviously. I'm just a Gundam newbie, which I'll be talking about that series in another time. The last thing I want to show you, which is gonna be a surprise for Disney fans. I got Mickey, Goofy, and Donald. Well, I only got the Sorcerer Mickey from Fantasia, the 1940s one. And here's Goofy and Donald. I'll be using these characters for for my upcoming plush video, if that's going to happen, because I need some more plushes in order to make some plush videos and skits. Because if I don't have the time to animate and other different editing stuff like the other skits I do in my previous videos. And that concludes this collection of my Florida souvenirs. Well, there's some stories I want to talk about. There are some ups and downs there, and I have to tell you, Florida was the best place, even though there's rude people out there. And let me tell you, those lines in Universal Islands of Adventure and Studios was a chore. Our legs and feet were in pain. Like, we just want to get on the rides. Like, every line has to be always like 50 minutes or 40, which it kills us. Especially that Despicable Me ride, which I didn't want to go because the lines were long, but we ended up going because of the request of my brother. And was it worth it? Yes, all rides are worth it, except Men in Black. It was a disappointing one because of the technical difficulties. And after the technical difficulties, we continue movie, but the only thing that disappoints is no more music and other sounds. We only hear the sounds from the train or a machine seat, whatever you call it, in the roller coaster. And all the lights were on. And I forgot to mention, I do have a big donut from like the Universal Studio store where it has all these snacks and merchandise. And we took some good pictures out there. I did took a picture of Back to the Future because, yeah, I've been getting to Back to the Future last year and watch all 3 movies, and they were pretty great. And I have all the pictures on Instagram. You can just go to my Instagram and you can see all of the pictures I took. And Twitter is very limited because it'll take forever for me to put all those pictures on Twitter and nobody's not going to care about it. So I put the rest on Instagram to save some time, and I really need to delete those pictures to save up for my memory on this new phone. This concludes this video, and it's Marie, and see you later. That's a wrap.